Dear students, in the previous lecture, I explained to you classical method of peptides. As I explained to you, classical method of peptide synthesis has certain limitations like it is time consuming and the yield is also very poor. Now, the overall difficulties which we encountered in classical method of peptide synthesis, they were overcome by another method which is called as solid phase peptide synthesis. So let us discuss solid phase peptide synthesis lecture number 6. Now, as I earlier said, the classical method of peptide synthesis has been used to synthesize a number of polypeptides. No doubt, even the insulin has been synthesized by using the classical method of peptide synthesis. However, the difficulties encountered in the classical peptide synthesis make the method less useful, as at every stage the peptide needs to be purified. The difficulties encountered in the classical peptide synthesis were overcome by R.B. Merrifield. He devised a brilliant method for peptide synthesis called as solid phase peptide synthesis in 1960. He was awarded even Nobel Prize for it in 1984. Let us discuss the method. The principle involved in the method is that we synthesize the peptide residue by residue, while one end of the peptide remain attached to insoluble solids. So the basic principle is that we have a insoluble solid sport. To this we attach first amino acid, and then to this residue by residue we attach the other amino acid. This is the basic principle. That is why it is called as solid phase peptide synthesis, because we are synthesizing the polypeptide on solid sport. The insoluble sport is a polymer of styrene cross-linked with about 2% para-divinyl benzene. In addition, 5% of the benzene rings carry chloromethyl groups. These chloromethyl groups are very important because through these groups we attach the polypeptide chain to be synthesized with the solid sport, that is this polymer. This solid sport is porous in nature. This is most important point. Being porous, what happens? The byproducts, excess reagents, solvents can be simply rinsed off because the polypeptide chain being synthesized is attached to a solid sport which is also porous in nature. It is important to note that protecting groups and other reagents are still necessary, which we used in classical method of peptide synthesis. They are still necessary. But because the peptide being synthesized is attached to a solid sport and hence byproducts, excess reagents and solvents can simply be rinsed off. When the desired polypeptide gets synthesized, it is cleaved from the polymer sport and finally purified by HPLC. Now, the main steps. Let us discuss the main steps in the solid phase peptide synthesis. First step, protection of amino group of C-terminal amino acid. The C-terminal amino acid amino group is protected in the first step. This is the first step involved. Let us protect it with tertiary butoxycarbonyl group, BOC group. And where from this tertiary butoxycarbonyl come? It comes from ditertiary butyl dicarbonate. This compound. So we treat the C-terminal amino acid with this compound when in presence of triethylamine, H positive get transferred to this trimethylamine. Lone pair of nitrogen become free. It attack on the carbonyl group, displacing this bond, and this group get attached to the N-terminal. That is tertiary butoxycarbonate, which is called as BUC. So we have protected the C-terminal amino acid with what? Tertiary butoxycarbonate. I have used tertiary butoxycarbonyl group. You can use the other groups. I have discussed 4 N protecting groups with you. You can use anyone. I have used BUC. So this is the first step. Protection of amino group of C-terminal amino. याद रखिए C-terminal amino acid. Next step. Attachment of N protected C-terminal amino acid to polymer. This is the polymer. Polystyrene polymer, in which I have said that 5% of the benzene rings carry chloromethyl group. This group is very important. So through these groups, the BOC protected C-terminal amino acid is attached to the polymer. The polymer is treated with BOC protected C-terminal amino acid in presence of triethyl. There is loss of HCl from here, and the amino acid BOC protected C-terminal amino acid get attached to the polymer. It get attached to the polymer. We get this. Polymer attached C-terminal amino acid. Polymer attached C-terminal amino acid. Now the next step, third step, removal of BOC protecting group. The third step, what do? We remove the BOC protecting and make the amino group free. How we remove the BOC protecting group? We use the reagent trifluoroacetic acid and triethylamine. When the BOC get removed and the amino group of C-terminal amino acid is set free. Amino group is now free. Polymer bound C-terminal amino acid with free amino group. So it is done by treating BOC protected polymer bound C-terminal amino acid with trifluoroacetic acid, and in the next step we use the base triethylamine. यहाँ पे बच्चे दिखाया हुआ BOC protecting polymer bound amino acid is then removed by treating with trifluoroacetic acid, and the salt of polymer bound amino acid is converted into free form by treating with excess of triethylamine. Finally, the polymer bound amino acid is purified by washing. Simply wash it because it is attached to solid support. Simply wash करने से जो excess reagents हैं वो remove हो जाएंगे. This is the benefit of this method. Now the step 4. Addition of next BOC protected amino acid. The polymer bound C-terminal amino acid is then treated with BOC protected amino acid number 2. Second amino acid जो हमने सीक्वेंस में लगाना है उसके साथ हमने इसको ट्रीट करना, लेकिन याद रखें it should be N protected, BOC protected, N protected amino acid. So there is a reaction between, यहाँ पे बच्चे एक वो ज्यादा लिखा गया है. So there is a reaction between amino group and cerulach group. Loss of water, DCC diisopropyl carbodiimide. It is a powerful dehydrating agent for removal of water. जो यहाँ से water निकलेगा, and by what we get BOC protected polymer bound dipeptide. Now it has 2 amino acids. One, second, BOC protected polymer bound dipeptide. If you have understood these 2 steps, third and fourth, these steps are to be repeated again and again. Now what we have to do? We have to remove the protecting group BOC from this and then treat it with the third BOC protected amino acid, and the process goes on, and one by one, residue by residue, we go on attaching the amino acid to polymer bound but peptide chain. पॉलीमर बाउंड पेप्टाइड चेन को रेजिड्यू बाय रेजिड्यू हम अमीनो एसिड अटैच करते जाएंगे. स्टेप 5, रिमूवल ऑफ बीओसी प्रोटेक्टिंग ग्रुप. BOC protecting group is removed again in the same fashion by treating with trifluoroacetic acid, which removes it, and then it is converted into free amino form by treating with excess of triethylamine. And what do we get? We get polymer bound dipeptide. हमें क्या मिल जाएगा? Polymer bound dipeptide. Now the dipeptide is converted into tripeptide. How? By treating it with third amino acid, BOC protected third amino acid. That is step 4 and 5. The step 4 and 5 are to be repeated to add desired amino acids. By repeating these two steps, we can add as many amino acids as we want and hence can synthesize the desired polypeptide. जितने हम ऐड करना चाहें उतने अमीनो एसिड बच्चे हम कर सकते हैं and get the desired polypeptide. Step 7. When the desired polypeptide has been synthesized, it has to be separated from the polymer. Polymer से इसको हमें अलग करना है. We have to separate it from the polymer. Okay. It is done by treating the polymer bound polypeptide with anhydrous HF. इसको हम ट्रीट करेंगे किससे? anhydrous HF से. NH2CHR3CO, NHCHRCO. This is the repeating unit. NHCHRCO, NHCHRCO n times, CHRCO, OCH2 polymer. Anhydrous HF. And what do we get? We get free polypeptide along with polymer. Polymer gets separated from the polypeptide. So how we have done it? We treated the polymer bound polypeptide with anhydrous HF when it separate the polymer from our polypeptide. Next step, advantages of solid phase polypeptide synthesis. SPPS भी इसको बोलते हैं हम, SPPS solid phase peptide synthesis. The great advantage of solid phase peptide synthesis is that purification of peptide at each stage involves simply rinsing the polymer beads, that is solid sport, so as to wash away excess reagent, byproducts and solvent. Simply आपने wash करना है, क्योंकि जो हमारा polypeptide है that is attached to the solid sport, उसने कहीं नहीं जाना, तो जो excess reagents हैं वो wash out हो जाएंगे. Furthermore, the peptide being attached to a concrete solid sport during the synthesis facilitates that all the steps involved in the synthesis of desired peptide to be carried out by a machine in repeated cycles. Hence, polypeptide synthesis can be carried out automated peptide synthesis. This is the benefit of this solid phase peptide synthesis, that is, we can carry out this peptide synthesis in a automated manner, in a machine that can complete one cycle in 40 minutes and can perform unattended operation of 45 cycles. So this saves a lot of time. Though it is not as efficient as protein synthesis in the body, where enzymes directed by DNA can synthesize a protein with 150 amino acids in about 1 minute. तो इतना एफिशिएंट तो नहीं है जितना हमारी बॉडी एफिशिएंटली प्रोटीन को सिंथेसाइज करती है, जिसमें हमारा डीएनए बॉडी का 150 अमीनो एसिड्स को 1 मिनट में ज्वाइन कर सकता है. आप अंदाजा लगाएं हाउ एफिशिएंट आवर body machine is than the automated machine which the scientist has designed. An example of automated peptide synthesis was synthesis of ribonuclease, a protein with 124 amino acid residues. The synthesis involved 369 chemical reactions and 11,930 automated steps, all carried out without isolating an intermediate. The synthetic ribonuclease not only had same physical characteristics as the natural enzyme, it possessed the identical biological activity as well. The overall yield was 17%, which means that average yield of each individual step was greater than 99%. Thank you. Thank you.